What's the scoops? I'm Davey. This is Lina girl over here. And joining us are the executive producer and co-directors of Kaniela, the Danny Kaleikini Story. We got Mike Lum and Pawel Nuckowski. Aloha, guys.
Aloha. Thanks for having us.
Oh, thank you guys so much for being on the show. We appreciate it.
You know, I got a chance to attend the premiere. He didn't come. I got a chance to attend the...
Yeah, what's up with that? That's the first question. How come I wasn't invited? Nah, just kidding.
The undercover premiere of this incredible film, and I was so moved. I laughed and I cried and I laughed and I cried. I've fallen in love even more with Uncle Danny. Mm-hmm. But you know, how did the film come about? How did you guys get a chance to connect with such an iconic guy?
Yeah, it's a great question. Everyone asks us that. And what happened was during the pandemic when everything was shutting down, I own a Medicare insurance business, and we wanted to do a TV commercial hoping to stay alive. And I thought, what would be the most iconic person in Hawaii that people would trust? And so we were fortunate enough to reach out to Uncle Danny, to actually one of the salespeople here, who was our salesperson, Brandy Namahoy. And so we got in touch with Uncle Danny, and I said, hey, you know, this is what we do, and he said, you know, I gotta meet you guys. So he came to my office, spoke with my business partner and I for like 3 hours. Basically, it was a 3-hour interview. And at the end, he was like, okay, you know, you guys seem like nice guys, I'll help you out. And so that's how we met him. We filmed the commercial. I don't know if people remember, you know, a couple years ago, it was all over on all the channels. But as time passed, I don't know why, I can't remember exactly, but we would run into him, or we would do some little projects for him with video recording and stuff. And he was so hilarious. And that man that everybody knows in the media, hugging and Mr. Aloha and everything, is exactly who he was. And I was just like, Uncle, man, people gotta know your story. You know, you're just like the funniest guy I've ever met, the warmest guy I ever met. And I think because he knew he was getting up in age and, you know, stuff like that, he's like, people asked me before, I told everybody no, but let's do it. And
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. And I'm sure, Pawel, you guys are aware of the incredible experience or opportunity that you had to share the time with this icon. Of all the years that I've been in the business, I only met him once. So for you guys to be able to hang out with him and actually document a large part of his life, how was that? What was that experience like?
Well, to be honest, when I first Danny, I had no idea who he was. Let's make that clear. I don't know if you can tell, I'm not from here, I'm not from the island, I'm not even from this country. So, but obviously Mike told me, this is the big figure, this is the iconic figure, go do your homework. I did, I found out, and yes, it was absolutely magical experience. Those several years, almost shadowing Danny on, you know, many different occasions, parties, you know, more official, less official. And the experience for me, what was striking to me is that he was that same person to everyone that we met. I mean, I was him when he met like top VIPs. I was with him when he met your everyday people. There was no game, there was no play. It was the same warm embrace, the hug, the breath. How are you? How are you doing? You've been busy. There was no act to him, and I loved it. And I really, I think through him I got to know what Aloha Spirit means. I'm really grateful.
Absolutely, and you know what? The great thing about that, what you just shared, is you guys captured that in this film.
You folks did it beautifully.
Yeah,
that is definitely the one thing that I loved about it, is that, again, not only do I remember him from all the times that I met him, but that just made me fall even more in love with him.
Look, she's getting emotional.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's
definitely worth watching.
Yeah.
Definitely worth watching.
Thank you.
And we're going to talk about when we can have the opportunity to share this movie with not just Hawaii, but the world.
Yes.
But, you know, it really is impossible to have this discussion with you two guys in just a few minutes. So we asked them if they could continue the conversation coming up. In fact, we'll do that in about 30 minutes. We'll find out the most surprising thing Mike and Pawel learned about Uncle Danny while filming Kaniela, the Danny Kaleikini Story. That's coming up in about 30 minutes from now. But let's send things over to Leo'i Koholokula, who's standing by at our Island News Desk. Hey, Leo'i.
Hey, you guys, we got a whole lot that we're talking about